Hey, what's up everybody? This is UnhingedGaming and I'm coming in hot with some more fresh high quality content. Today I'd like to welcome you guys back to another Topic Tuesday, my mini podcast series where I, talk about whatever topic happens to be interesting me, usually involving the YouTube community, and show you guys some of my best moments in Rainbow Six Siege. Today what I wanted to be talking about is it has to do with Adsense. So something, as a lot of you may know, particularly YouTube creators, but anyone who's really been kind of paying attention, watching other podcasts, yada yada, AdSense has been really cracking down. Google has been really cracking down with AdSense in terms of a lot of videos are getting demonetized for a variety of reasons, but they're getting really strict about like what is, I guess, ad friendly, and it's taken kind of an extreme turn, and a lot of the things that they're doing I don't really agree with, so I'm just gonna kind of go into that and kind of just raise like some of the potential issues around this. So first off, for those of you who don't know how AdSense works, it's essentially the same that, the same ads that Google puts on websites. All of that is the same ads that are used on YouTube, and YouTubers get 60% of the revenue. It goes by viewing to a degree, but mostly it's clicks. If you click on the ads, then that's how the YouTuber makes the most money, and Google for that matter. So there's been a lot of issues around YouTube gaming specifically has really gotten hit hard with demonetization because of a variety of reasons. I feel like it really started, the ball got rolling when Minecraft became the most popular game on YouTube. It still took a few years after that, but I feel like that's when the kid-friendly crowd really first started to make its appearance. And it's true, you make more money if you are in like the sort of family-friendly YouTube category. They will actually pay you more if you never swear and you keep your content kid-friendly and all of that. And like, I understand to a certain degree certain demonetization, right? Like, I get if someone's like yelling racial slurs or something like that, certain advertisers aren't gonna want to be involved in that, right? So they'll pull their ads, and that means that Google and YouTube, they're all the same company, they have to take action. It's like, okay, well, we're losing advertisers here because their ads are being put on things that they don't agree with, so we've got to make our algorithm include that, which like is a good measure. I agree with that part of it, but then it gets really extreme to where now there's videos where it's like, if there is fire, they actually have like a program that scans the video and the thumbnail, and it's like, if there's an image of fire, then it's violent and it can't be, it gets demonetized, not like demonic something or another. Don't take this out of context, guys. So, and then, from there, it's gotten to an extreme level, whereas a lot of people, like, they don't know why, oftentimes, or, like, there's ones, like, I've been seeing a lot of things on Twitter of, like, so this guy who plays Minecraft and his channel is family-friendly, and there's no language on this video or anything like that, but it has war in the title, and it's, like, I can't even remember what it was, but it's not like about a war. It was like crafting wars or something like that, and it got demonetized for the word war. And then there was this other guy, I actually saw a tweet from him today saying that his video was pronounced not advertiser friendly, and it was a charity video. It was a video about charity saying that all of the AdSense revenue would go to said charity, and apparently there's something wrong with that. He didn't even know what it was. So it's getting really out of hand. I feel like, to where these things that, like, they're not doing anything wrong. Like, what is wrong with that? What's wrong with donating your AdSense money to a fucking charity? Like, this guy's a saint for doing that. And like, why would YouTube be like, oh nope, can't do that. You can't advertise on a charity video even if the ad money is going to charity. Like, and it's getting really out of hand in the gaming community too, where it's like, if a game involves violence, then you can't put ads on a video about that game. If you use foul language, as I do a lot, then you can't put ads on that video. And you know, and I'm going to talk about the gaming community because I'm a part of it. That's what my channel is about, and because it feels to me like we're getting hit the hardest with this. Where I see a lot of gaming YouTubers, and it's like, yeah, they're playing an M-rated game. There's going to be violence, and they can swear if they want. And you know what? They're swearing in these games. And the thing that really bothers me is that it's like, okay, but you don't have to pull ads away. You give advertisers the option of like, okay, do you want to be advertising in the family-friendly crowd? Or do you want to be advertising in the crowd that's going to, I mean, but let's just look at, like, we'll take as an example Call of Duty. There's someone who that's a game that you see advertised a lot, because there's a new one coming out every year, and obviously it's in YouTube Gaming a lot. That's an M-rated game. It has a lot of violence. It has a lot of foul language. Why would they care if the people that their ads are making money for are using foul language and playing violent games when they are a violent game with foul language in it? Like, that's that's really the thing for me, is that it's like, you don't have to pull advertising. You can be like, okay, this person swears a lot. Are you okay with swearing? And chances are there's some games that, like, in certain industries are actually going to seek those channels out because they're the most likely to have the audience that is their clientele. Like, you know, a gameplay of an M-rated game with someone who swears a lot is probably going to have an audience in the, you know, 18 to 25 and 25 to 35 range. Like, that's what you see in the analytics of those channels when they release them. So, and that's the same sort of age range that these games are marketing towards. So why wouldn't they want to advertise on those channels as opposed to a Minecraft channel that has, you know, a really large 8 to 12-year-old or like 8 to 14-year-old sort of audience? And that's like the thing that's really bothering me, is that why are they pulling advertising? You know, that's not necessary. You can be more selective. If you have an algorithm that can detect fire and say, oh, this is violent, pull ads, then you can have an algorithm that can detect, you know, what makes it not suitable for certain audiences and certain advertisers, but maybe even better for other ones. So that's just kind of my take on that part of it. And the other thing that's like really bothering me about it is the sort of what it could mean for YouTube in general. Because a lot of YouTubers, you know what, this is their job. And say what you will about selling out, all of that. If you've watched my other podcasts, you know my opinions on that. If you haven't, click the eye in the upper right hand corner and you can find those videos. But in any case, say what you will, this is their job, and you know what, they have been making money on it for a while. Even if they do it anyway, they're used to making money off of it. And you know, a lot of them are paying bills that are supporting YouTube, that like they're paying them because they're paying for all of these things because YouTube's making them money, and that makes it worth it. And they wouldn't if YouTube wasn't making them money. If they still made videos, they wouldn't spend, you know, $6,000 on a PC every couple years to make sure that they keep everything up to date. And you know, those that work in offices, that costs money, and then you've got this like super high-powered internet and all of this shit. Like, it's expensive. Like, even for me, I'm a really small channel. I haven't been doing it for very long, and I've spent a significant amount of money on just getting this channel started. And I see more expenses in the future as I'm having to buy new games and new equipment when necessary and whatnot. So it's going to do one of two things. It's going to make people quit YouTube because they either don't agree with it, or they can't do it anymore without making money, or just for any multitude of reasons, this can make certain people quit. The other thing that it could cause is it could cause people to, you know, fit this criteria because they do want to make money. And then they're making videos that they don't necessarily enjoy. And then I mean, it is promoting people to sell out, because I do feel like, you know, if you are making videos you don't enjoy, that aren't authentic for you just to make money, then yeah, I would consider that selling out. But at the same time, I feel like people get backed into a corner here of where it's like, well, if they need to make money off of YouTube to keep doing YouTube, if they're at like a point of no return with that, where it's like, okay, I either have to do what I can to get this AdSense money, or I need to find a new career, which I think is where a lot of YouTubers are at this point, where they've been doing it for long enough that it's like they can't not make money off of it at this point. They've put too much into it. Then they're really getting backed into a corner of where it's like they can either sell out or quit. And they might, you know, even if they don't enjoy as much making these family-friendly videos, they might like it more than making no videos at all. And that's like kind of the option here for those who are at a point of where they kind of need this income from it, or they need to do something else. And I feel like, you know, it's just, YouTube has always been a really user-based site, and it's always been really creative, and there's been a lot of freedom of expression involved with it, and there still is. Don't get me wrong, like, it's not like YouTube is pulling videos down for these reasons, or even flagging them, but it's starting, I feel, to change YouTube from this sort of free thing that's like, you know, you have all of this freedom of expression and you can be whoever you want to be and do whatever you want to do, to like, okay, we're only going to reward the ones who do this specific thing. And I feel like that could have some really dire consequences for YouTube as a whole, because it's just going to change some things. And when they kind of exercise this control that we knew the whole time YouTube had, like Google, they can take down any video they want to for any reason, but it's just, and YouTube gaming specifically, because it's, you know, it's a really unique thing in the way of that, you know, these games are copyrighted, right? If you post a copyrighted song, you can get in trouble. If you post an ebook or a movie or whatever, you can get in trouble, right? But posting gameplay of a game is just enough stamped by the creator that it creates this whole new window, this whole new world of where it's like, we can take this thing that is, the rights are not owned by us, and we can post on the internet. And it's worth noting that, like, that is completely at the discretion of the game developers. When PewDiePie said the N-word on the stream, and Firewatch, I can't remember who the developers are of Firewatch, but they pulled all of his videos down, they have every right to do that. And you know what? Every game developer, every game studio, all of them, they could decide, you know what? We don't want our games on YouTube, and they could take down every video that anyone has ever made with their game on it. That is something that they have the power to do, and it would just eliminate YouTube gaming. And I feel like that's something that's kind of happening with Adsense, is where it's like they know they have this power and they're starting to exercise it. And this might be being a little bit dramatic, but I feel like that's going to have a ripple effect where other companies are starting to do the same. And I just feel like it could have some really negative impacts on YouTube and the YouTube community as a whole. And it's just something that really bothers me, because I've been a part of this community for so long, and it has changed my life in so many ways. And, you know, the reason why I started this channel is because I want to do the same for other people, what certain YouTube channels have done for me. And I'm worried for YouTube. I'm worried for what's going to happen with this. So I don't know if I'm being dramatic, but it just doesn't feel right. And I feel like, you know, YouTube might be on its way out at this point, because people, if they don't change some things, people are going to find another platform. There can be another YouTube. There can be another video sharing platform that becomes just as popular and allows more freedom. And I don't want this community to be lost, but at the same time, I feel like if Google's going to kind of start to crack down in these ways that the developers that, or the creators that make a lot of their money aren't appreciating and agreeing with, then it might be time for a change. But I don't know. Let me know your guys' opinion in the comments down below. And also make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed, and if you want to see more videos like this, as well as some Let's Plays, some trolling videos, and some other random shit, then hit that subscribe button. Also make sure to hit that notification bell so that you're actually notified of my future uploads, because once again, YouTube just gives you another button instead of fixing subscriber fees. So make sure to do that, and also follow me on Twitter at UnhingedTweetYT, where I post video updates and let you guys know when I go live on Twitch, which is UnhingedGamingYT. All of the links are down in the description. Make sure to check them out. In the meantime, I've been UnhingedGaming, and I will see you next time.